School year now underway. Questions are being raised about school safety. Plus, with game day just around the corner, fans headed to Orchard Park could face even more parking headaches this season. What you need to know before you go out for kickoff. And a local sports star is making a new move off the field, and fans won't want to miss what he's up to next. Buffalo Nightly News starts now.
Live from 2 on your side. This is Buffalo Nightly News.
And we begin Buffalo Nightly News tonight with the first day of school for new BPS Superintendent Dr. Pascal Mubenga. The superintendent toured several schools on the first day of school today, and the question of school safety came up. 2 on your side's Nate Benson has been following that for us tonight from our newsroom. Hello, Nate.
Yeah, good evening, Scott. After allegations of misconduct and cover-ups within the Buffalo public school system by a Buffalo police detective, it caused us to take a closer look at policy and procedure. One of those being the SRO contract between the district and the department, and it turns out there isn't one, at least on paper. While Buffalo Police provides SRO resources to BPS schools, there's no formal agreement in place that maps out responsibilities. I first inquired about this back in May, and the district told me that, told 2 on your side, quote, they're working to finalize a memorandum of understanding agreement. When I spoke to the Buffalo Police Commissioner, Alfonso Wright, in June, he said he hoped the two sides would come to an agreement by the start of the new school year. And here we are, the new school year has begun. And we asked the superintendent about the status of a contract between the district and the police department regarding SRO services. Here's what he had to say.
Keep in mind, we have roughly probably about 120 security officers in our schools. So that's another layer beside the SROs. SRO, don't quote me on this, maybe around 10. I met with a chief as well as a lieutenant. So we are working to make sure that we have all the things in place so that we can collaboratively work together so that our staff and our students and our visitors, they'll feel safe coming on our campuses.
Right now, the Buffalo Police Department also provides SRO resources to charter schools. I'm told by a member of the Buffalo School Board that 2 emails sent by them to the police commissioner to schedule a meeting about the SRO contract were ignored. Right now, there is still no agreement in place. On your side, Nate Benson, Channel 2 News.
Nate, thank you. And students are back at King Center Charter School in Buffalo, but the chaos in the front office made its way to State Supreme Court today. That is where we begin tonight's Nightly Briefing.
I'm Claudine Ewing at State Supreme Court in downtown Buffalo. Today, a judge reserved decision on whether or not the board of directors at the King Center Charter School acted correctly when they actually terminated more than 3 people. Read more about it right now on WGRZ.com.
I'm Kelly Dudzik in Buffalo. Assemblymember Pat Burke and members of the union representing New York State Police are encouraging Governor Kathy Hochul to sign a bill into law that would allow state troopers to take paid time off if they're involved in a critical incident. A spokesperson for the governor told me today that she is reviewing that legislation.
I'm John Scott from One Bills Drive, where Tre'Davious White once again not practicing, really putting into question his availability for Sunday night's game against the Ravens as he's dealing with a groin injury. Should White not go, increasingly looking like it'll be either Jamarcus Ingram or Dorian Strong in the starting lineup. Bill's also bringing on Matt Prater, the kicker, to the practice squad as Tyler Bass, also dealing with an injury.
Well, game day is almost here, and for the past couple of seasons, parking has been a real challenge for fans with construction of the new stadium. This year, it could even get a little trickier. 2 on your side's Alyssa Clausell is in Orchard Park tonight with what fans need to know.
Hey there, well, as fans prepare to come to Highmark Stadium on Sunday, they might find themselves in more privately owned lots like this one, and that's because of what's in the distance there, the future home of the Buffalo Bills. Private lot owners say they're seeing a bigger increase in demand for parking spots because of construction on Highmark Stadium. Bills officials are telling us that over 1,000 parking spots typically open to Bills staff, RVs, and any overflow are now gone because of stadium construction. They say that's only supposed to last for another season, and they've tried to make up for some of it with partnerships with Erie County and ECC South Campus. The team says, though, that neighborhood parking lots, there'll be a major relief for fans looking for that extra parking.
If you can handle it, I would say try to get out here at noon because there's always a traffic jam. There's always excitement for the first game. Be patient.
We do buses, limos, we do tour buses. I've got 9 tour buses coming this week. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but I'll make them fit.
So in order to get into a Bills parking lot, you will need a prepaid parking pass. But for these privately owned lots, most of them will not require that. And that's why these privately owned lot owners are telling you to come early, come with groups, carpool if you can, and make a plan, because a lot of this will be first come, first serve. On your side in Orchard Park, Alyssa Clausel, Channel 2 News.
He dances his way into the end zone. Touchdown! Wyoming wins.
And that is a look at where it all began for QB1. And soon Josh Allen's going to head back to the University of Wyoming, where he's going to become the first Cowboy to have his jersey retired. The special ceremony takes place at halftime of Wyoming's game against Nevada on November 22nd. Wyoming was the only D1 school to offer him a spot, and the rest, as they say, is history. And tomorrow, Allen is being inducted into the university's Hall of Fame. And you can catch all the game day action right here on Channel 2. It begins with a special pregame edition of Sports Talk Live at 6:30, followed by Football Night in America at 7 o'clock. Then we kick off the final season at the current Highmark Stadium against the Ravens. Kickoff is set for 8:20. Again, that's all happening Sunday night right here on Channel 2. And as we look ahead to Sunday, we want to know, what are you looking forward to with the start of the new season? Is it watching the Bills back in action, celebrating the last season at Highmark Stadium, going to tailgates and watch parties, or perhaps fantasy football? Let us know by voting in our Channel 2 poll. You can text your answer right now to 716-849-2220. Turning now to your forecast with Storm Team 2 meteorologist Dan Russell. Dan, skies are clearing up tonight after a pretty wet day today.
Oh yeah, Scott, we had some soaking rain earlier today, but just within the last, say, half hour to hour, skies are clearing out big time. I had some sunshine actually shining on me just a couple of minutes ago. Again, any of that wet weather continues to slide to the east. We have clearing skies, but also cooling temperatures. Feels like we're heading into football season. 61 at the airport in Buffalo, but a lot of 50s there into the hills. Everyone's going to be dropping into the 50s as skies continue to clear out heading into tonight. Of course, all eyes are on that weekend forecast, especially that Sunday evening forecast. I'll have that game day forecast with the extended edition of my forecast coming up in just a little bit. Scott?
Dan, thanks. Tonight, the organization Buffalo Fathers is kicking off 3 days of giving on Broadway and Titus. The event includes free food, coats, book bags, sneakers for kids, and various other resources for families in need. This is the third year the group has hosted the outreach in the Broadway-Bailey neighborhood.
This is our third year over in the Broadway-Bailey area and making sure that these families are taken care of. We know very few families or very few people want to come down in this area because of, the area and, not so good things that's going on in this community. But, the Buffalo Fathers, the Buffalo Peacemakers, Back to Basics, and all other grassroots organizations are here to show some love.
The 72-hour event runs through Sunday with food, clothing, and resources all available for families in need. Well, tonight, the historic Roycroft campus is asking the community to help shape its future. The first public input session is scheduled for next Monday from 9 to 10:30 in the morning at the Roycroft Visitors Center. Organizers say it's a chance for residents to share ideas and aspirations as the campus embarks on a new vision process to guide its next chapter.
When people come, we have some that just say they want to see the artist. They want to visit with one of the 16 artists that are in residence here on the campus. We have others that solely come here to shop in the gallery. It's their holiday tradition to come do that shopping, and they want to see more. They want to see more artisan-made products. We have others that want to see more education happening on the campus, more art classes.
And another session is going to be held September 22nd from 4 to 5:30 in the afternoon, also at the Visitors Center. New tonight at 7, September is National Suicide Prevention Month, and coffee shops around Niagara County are teaming up with the county's Crisis Services Department to raise awareness. Craft Coffee House in Pendleton is using hot coffee sleeves to share a simple message: you matter. The sleeves also list Niagara County's 24-hour crisis line. The Gypsy Kitchen in Lockport is doing the very same thing. Also new tonight, the Tool Library is hosting a community open house this Saturday. Visitors can take guided tours, watch live tool demos, check out past member projects, and even help with hands-on improvement projects both inside and outside the building. It's all free and open to the public, and everyone is invited to help share the ideas. And in restaurant news tonight, a Mexican spot in North Tonawanda is getting a new look. El Punto Mexican Cantina on Webster Street is reopening under Ranchos Tres Cantina. Doors will open tomorrow under new owners, and it's the same family behind 2 other locations in Western New York. You can expect a menu full of Mexican favorites like tacos, quesadillas, and margaritas, plus a grand opening celebration with a live DJ Friday and Saturday. Coming up here on Buffalo Nightly News. A local Bandit star is taking his game off the field, and fans won't want to miss what he's up to next. And back now on Buffalo Nightly News tonight, and today marked the first day of school bus stop arm enforcement in Buffalo this year. City officials are reminding drivers out there tickets are back in earnest. Channel 2's Alexandra Rios-Malvilla has the details.
This is the corner of Bailey and Levin, one of Buffalo's biggest violation hotspots last school year. Now, the city is putting up digital message boards and signs to warn drivers before they reach school bus stops.
Yeah, so they're $250. That's set by the state. Pretty hefty fine, but obviously it sort of reflects the severity of the violation.
In the first year of bus patrol cameras, nearly 40,000 drivers were cited. Tickets started about 600 a week and dropped to nearly 400 by the end of the school year.
Ultimately, what we want to see is if someone commits a violation, it doesn't happen again. For most of our programs, I believe this is also the case in Buffalo, 9 out of 10 violators don't commit a second violation.
Of those tickets, Bus Patrol says 53% were paid. About 9% were contested. The rest, drivers either haven't taken action or they haven't paid. The city and Bus Patrol split revenue from those fines. Buffalo takes 40%, the company takes 60%, which it says covers equipment, processing, and customer service fees.
All of that cost, literally millions and millions and millions of dollars, was put up front. All that debt is being serviced by Bus Patrol on behalf of the city. So the city is literally never going to be on the hook for any of that cost. And the taxpayer is not going to be fronting that bill.
The tickets don't add points to a license, but they do carry a fine. And for Bus Patrol, the program is about safety, not revenue.
Very close calls that are very, very, quite frankly, make me emotional as a parent, because it just demonstrates how many people, whether they're, just not paying attention or just being careless, pass a school bus every day. It happens tens of thousands of times a day. So how can you argue with that? How can you argue with putting a child's life at risk?
Officials say the grace period is over. Starting today, every single violation counts. On your side in Buffalo, I'm Alexandra Rios-Malvia, Channel 2 News.
Thank you, Alex. And in some education news tonight, students are back in the classroom across Buffalo Public Schools today. One big concern the district has been dealing with is student absenteeism. Two on your side was able to sit down with the new superintendent to talk about how he plans to get kids to show up for class.
I think one of the strategies that we can put in place will be able to make sure that all our schools have an attendance goal. With that, we have to make sure that it's going to take a village. It's going to take our parents also being educated, that being on the same page with us so that their babies will be able to come on campus before we can educate them. So that's a priority to me. I think as I'm working with our leaders at the school level, one thing I'm going to be able to push, every school should have a goal of attendance and how we're going to be able to incentivize students so they can come to our campuses. So that's going to be a priority for me.
And to see the full interview with the new superintendent and Pete Gallivan, you can head to our website at WGRZ.com. And be sure to stick with Two on Your Side as our back-to-school coverage continues. We are covering everything from school bus safety to new nutrition guidelines, even AI in the classroom. That's all here on Channel 2 and streaming on WGRZ+. Download on your TV and watch for free. And as kids head back to school, we want to know, what was your favorite part when you were a kid? Was it going on the field trips, lunch, recess, or classes? Let us know by voting in our Channel 2 poll. Just text your answer to 716-849-2220. Also new at 7, the Buffalo Waterfront is turning into a hub for wellness and mindfulness this weekend. Independent Health Yoga Fest takes over Wilkinson Point Saturday morning, starting with music at 7:30. Yoga classes kicking off at 8. Local instructors from groups like YMCA Buffalo Niagara will lead the sessions. Tickets are $15 with all proceeds benefiting the Fitness for Kids Challenge, a program that promotes healthy habits for students in grades K through 5. And Dan Russell joins us now. And if you're going to be out there at 7:30 in the morning doing
Saturday?
some yoga, I don't know, we're going to need a blanket out there. I know you love yoga, so I know you're a yoga king, so are they going to need blankets or down coats or what?
They're definitely going to need something to stay warm. We're looking pretty chilly at that point. And there's also some chances for some rain there Saturday morning, especially too. Saturday morning. So that might be one of those kind of instances
Just
where.
not during the football game, though.
Not
no
during
rain.
that big football game. And I'll have that forecast here momentarily. But speaking of rain, we could actually, even after today, we could certainly use some more soaking kind of rain. This actually came out earlier today, and this was the latest drought monitor. It comes out every Thursday morning, comes out once a week, and we still have, again, look at the moderate drought conditions we have. Northern Erie County, pretty much all of Genesee County, even a little portion there of Wyoming County, all of Niagara County and Orleans County. Again, we're still very much under moderate drought conditions, but we've actually seen even the abnormally dry conditions. If you remember going back to last week, whether it was Cattaraugus or Allegheny counties, we didn't have abnormally dry conditions, but even there we have seen abnormally dry conditions develop and even moderate drought conditions northern Pennsylvania. So yeah, we could use some more rain even after today. In fact, as we add today's rain to our monthly amount, our September rain amounts, yeah, we're up to 38/10 of an inch. Where should we be? 48/10 of an inch. So even though we're already only a few days into the month, we're already below average when it comes to rain. And for the year, of course, well below average, more than 1/2 of a foot. And we don't see any big changes in this pattern. No more soaking rain expected, at least for the next 7 to 10 or so days. Any showers we do see are very much going to be splash and dash or hit or miss kind of showers. So here's our future look. And again, tonight we'll continue to see skies clear out. Temperatures are cooling off, so at the bus stop tomorrow morning, be prepared for this chill. We're going to be starting out with temperatures in the low 50s in and around Buffalo, some 40s for the southern tier, so you might need a jacket early. You can put that jacket away, though, by lunchtime and certainly by afternoon. We'll have a mix of sun and clouds. We'll stop this at 5 p.m. We're going to get temperatures back into the low, if not mid-70s for your Friday afternoon. There will be a gusty breeze, but overall temperatures again into the 70s. The only possible blemish right around sunset. If you're watching into the southern tier, there might be a stray shower that does try to sneak in before the end of the day. Better chance for a few showers later Friday night and into Saturday morning. And again, here we are Saturday at 7 a.m. And again, there'll be the chance for a stray shower. Temperatures will be in the 50s. So if you are going to be doing some of that yoga, again, be prepared for temperatures in the 50s. We'll climb into the 60s for your Saturday afternoon with a mix of sun and clouds, and then ultimately leading to what should be a fall day, but a mainly dry day here on Sunday. So tonight we'll continue to clear out with cool temperatures, lows low to mid 50s. And then for your Friday, we'll start out the day with some sunshine. Clouds do increase into the afternoon, but outside of that stray shower late and south, most are dry with just a gusty breeze, highs in the mid 70s. And then heading into the weekend, we're only in the 60s for both your Saturday and Sunday. Outside of a few hit or miss showers, I think most of the weekend will be dry, and we're certainly, I think, going to be dry by the time we get into Sunday evening. There might be a shower for tailgating, but for the game itself, be prepared for just cool conditions. Temperatures in the 50s and dropping to the 50s. They'll probably be closer to 50 towards the end of the game, so be prepared for those kind of temperatures. And then as we head into next week, speaking of dry weather, look at all the sunshine, whether it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Could see maybe a couple of spot showers around Thursday of next week. So a lot of dry weather, and ultimately as we head into the weekend, very much just a few hit or miss showers with the best chance into the southern tier. So looking good for that Bills game there Sunday evening. Scott.
Looking forward to it. Thanks so much, Dan. And coming up here on Buffalo Nightly News, a local sports star is making a new move off the field, and it's one that fans can enjoy too. And back now on Buffalo Nightly News, and a Buffalo Bandits player is stepping into the restaurant game. Forward DeHaan Smith is opening Sandbaggers in Hamburg, and the grand opening is this Saturday at noon. They're going to have a limited bar menu, plus college football and the U.S. Open on every screen, including the giant simulator screens.
We put in 3 simulators, 2 bars. We serve the bar food. We don't try to compete with the restaurants in Hamburg. There's a bunch of very good restaurants, but there's plenty of good bar food to be had there. But the simulators are the draw, and each simulator is 375 square feet. They're quite large. They'll fit 10 or 12 people, depending on the size of the people.
Again, the grand opening is this Saturday at noon at 15 Buffalo Street. That, of course, down in Hamburg. And you can watch the full interview on Most Buffalo. Stream it live Mondays and Thursdays at 2:30 or anytime on demand on WGRZ Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. Well, businesses across Western New York are gearing up for Sunday. Try It Distributing in Lancaster is making sure that every cooler and shelf is ready for Bill's Mafia. The family-owned company distributes beer and various other beverages across half of the state. 2 on your side's Kevin O'Neill stopped by this morning to see how they're preparing.
Yeah, how far do you distribute?
So we actually are 2 companies. We have 2 companies. Actually, our geographical marketing area is all connected now. 28 counties across New York State. Goes under the southern part of New York State up through Albany and up to Plattsburgh, New York.
You guys are nearing a milestone here, almost 100 years.
We are indeed. Yeah, we're looking forward to it. What is it, 2028?
Congratulations. Yes, congratulations in advance. Oh, hold on one sec. Quickly! People are thirsty! Go ahead!
There's Kevin O'Neill for you. And before we go, a spooky good time is coming to Niagara Amusement Park and Splash World. The park is hosting Fall-O-Ween weekend starting this Saturday with fun, family fun, like pumpkin decorating, a trick-or-treating trail, and a hay maze as well. Kids can also take part in costume contests, while the whole family can enjoy live entertainment and haunted attractions throughout the day. Fall-O-Ween runs September 6th through the 21st. And I can't believe it, but it is already